Hello, everybody. Thank you for waiting. I hope you guys are excited. It is Saturday, and it is time for the monthly finals. I am Go James Go, joined by the Pash. Hey, the Pash, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, especially now that we've got the monthly finals going. Our first round matchup, Kings of Urban versus Failure to Launch. I always want to say faster than light when I see FTL, but Failure to Launch. So it's gonna be a great match. I'm personally excited. Failure to Launch has been a new team on the scene relatively. Geno Cop and Mecca, and I think it's Zane Jackie is the lineup for that team coming out of really nowhere. That was I think the only team that was for the Rocket League Central Pro League that made it out from the Open and all the way into the Pro League. And they're going up against an auto-invite team from the Pro League, Kings of Urban. So we haven't seen Kings of Urban play in too long. So I'm pumped to see how this matchup plays out.
Yeah, it's a bit of an underdog matchup if you look at it. Failure to launch, I feel, have mentioned. They're the only team that won the qualifiers that made it into the Rocket League Central Pro League. And it was an underdog story, the perfect underdog story. They came from nowhere. They made it all the way through the winners bracket. They beat established teams, and they got the first spot in the league, while Kings of Urban have been dominating the upper parts of the power rankings for quite a while now, consistently taking the number 2 spot. They are definitely a team force to be reckoned with. The question is, can Failure to Launch keep that underdog streak going? Can they take out another Titan, or will they fall? That's the question to be answered in this first match of the day, and I'm excited to see.
Absolutely. So, really, though, failure to Launch is a dark horse. So, I would not be surprised to see them coming out swinging. But Kings of Urban has been really, really good when they have played. So, really, Kings of Urban and Cosmic Aftershock, the only NA teams to really do much against the European teams. And recently, when Kings of Urban has played other top NA teams, it's been a shellacking. I think they just recently 3-0'd Nexus, which is also considered a top team in the scene. So Kings of Urban, although they haven't been incredibly active, when they have played, have still been on point. So we are going to be waiting for these teams to get together. So guys, you can check out, talk to the admins in chat, !brackets. I think that will get you to the link to this monthly final. We're waiting on the teams right now. We'll have Kings of Urban versus Failure to Launch coming up very soon, guys. So just stick around, and we'll have that in just a few moments.
Yeah, hopefully the players will get in momentarily.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, you've mentioned Kings of Urban taking down Nexus 3-0, and I think it's worth mentioning that Nexus didn't have that strong of a showing in the Rocket League Rocket League Central Pro League. There we go, qualifiers for the turn of the year. They basically clinched that spot in the last possible moment, going for that 7th spot that opened up during the tournament. Otherwise, they wouldn't even have been in the league. So maybe they underestimated their opponents. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they were in a slump for that particular week. But I think it's worth mentioning. They are in this monthly final as well. So we will be seeing them play if they make it to the semifinals. They're going up against Foremost, which is a relatively unknown team. So today is going to be the day where the teams will have to prove themselves, where they can send a sign, because tomorrow is the kickoff day for the Rocket League Central Pro League. And as a team playing in there, of which we have quite a few today, you want to show your opponents that you are on form. This is the last chance you will have until you actually play them. So it's going to be a pretty important day for all these participating teams, for sure.
Absolutely, and really, we're getting to see a lot of teams we wouldn't normally see because a lot of the teams were busy playing in the Rocket League Central tournament. So a lot of the teams in this monthly final are teams that we would not normally see. You can see there's no SNK, there's no Knot, there's a lot of top teams missing from this. So it should be interesting. A lot of new players are going to be getting some sweet titles moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. You want those ESL monthly elite golden titles flashing against their opponents in the games. For those of you who are not aware, ever since the new title system was introduced that lets you hide your title in the in-game scoreboard, Psyonix has also introduced special titles, and if you get as far as the semifinals in a ESL monthly final tournament, you get the ESL monthly elite title, which is golden, which will flash, and which will basically let everyone know that you are a big deal. And that's certainly something that pretty much everyone wants, I suppose.
Oh, I mean, I want a title.
Who does it?
Yeah, so a lot of these players going to be getting some titles and being able to show that off in game, and I can't wait for all the new potential titles we'll get moving forward. Hopefully we can get some really awesome ones for Rocket League Central tournaments as well. But again, we are just waiting for Kings of Urban right now. It looks like they have just joined up, so we are going to be able to kick that off. You can see them joining on the teams now. So we will have our first matchup here, Kings of Urban versus Failure to Launch. This is a best of 5 here, so everybody going to be playing their best right out of the gate. Every game, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we go. It's the first game of the day. Kings of Urban on the blue side with Fireburner, Jacob, and Moses. And Failure to Launch on the orange side with Becca, Gina Cop, and Zane Jackie. Quick aggression coming in from Kings of Urban early on, but Failure to Launch want to get them some momentum here, take control of the ball.
Jacob getting a lot of boost here, looking to get a clear. Moses, though, in position to hit that out into the mid, although good defensive position from Failure to Launch here as they get their attack going.
Yeah, I think Jackie shooting a little bit too high there for that aerial, and this is some great offensive movement coming in from Kings of Urban. Mecha clearing that ball away before it gets too dangerous. Jacob's going to go for it, get the aerial touch onto target. Zane Jackie gets the save. Nice early play from both teams.
So Jacob trying to get boost. He has to retreat because he didn't have boost to play that ball. Could have been a good opportunity had he had some, and now he's got an open net opportunity and he's not able to put it in.
Yeah, unfortunately, didn't quite get the angle I was looking for there, allowing Failure to Launch to get the defensive positioning. Gino Kopp winning out against in that aerial battle against Fireburner. Moses is going to snatch that ball in the air, though, before it rebounds off the space above the top bar. And so Mecha has to go back into a more defensive position. Moses might get a touch on that ball, misses it, unfortunately, but it's still in a dangerous position.
Yeah, that whole play started when Jacob was able to get the ball past 2 players from Failure to Launch. So good play by Jacob. And we're going to stay on board with him as we had that green box of death kind of limiting us. But you can see him trying to get the clear there. Moses and Jacob both going for it, leaving Kings of Urban a little bit vulnerable.
Trying to keep control of the ball here. Zane Jackie overshooting there a little bit with the aerial. That would have been a great shot if he had gotten to it. Nobody was there to contest it. Gino Cop intercepts it, puts it almost on target. Zane Jackie trying to get another shot in there. Mecha winning out, but all he can do is rebound the ball off and giving Kings of Urban some positioning here for an offensive movement.
Oh, Zane Jackie accidentally centering the ball. Both Zane and Gino go for that. Tough situation for Mecha, but he makes the play and hits it off to the side.
Yeah, great positioning. Know exactly when and where to jump. Jacob blocking the offensive shot here. Coming in from Zane Jackie, trying to keep it on the side. The ball is going into the direction of the goal. Zane Jackie gets the hit coming from the wall. Pretty dangerous situations there for Failure to Launch.
Up a lot of centers coming out. Mecha and Gino both out for that. If Kings of Urban can get their attack going quickly, they'll have some numbers, but it looks like Failure to Launch does recover. Kings of Urban getting a lot of centers and a lot of opportunities, just players not in the right place at the right time. As that shot looks to be, yeah, it was close, but they have it under control. The counterattack coming up. Jacob waiting. Moses not able to go for that one.
Yeah, right now it's Kings of Urban basically applying the pressure and keeping it going. They keep making the shots onto the target or slightly next to target, but they are keeping Failure to Launch on their own half of the field. We see those kind of shots over and over again. Fireburner this time getting the aerial touch, redirected it onto target, and Jacob and Fireburner are quickly making their way back home as soon as they see Failure to Launch and control the ball, and Fireburner with a crucial save there.
Yeah, Jacob almost messed that up for his team, putting that little touch into the mid. Jacob having to get a touch. That touch probably saved a goal, getting a little more distance out. So Jacob almost costing his team one there, but Kings of Urban quickly recovers.
A minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. No goals yet, although both teams have certainly been close to getting that first score of the game. Fireburner out playing right there, getting the dribble, and in it goes. Amazing play.
So we're going to go on board with Fireburner as you can see him getting the dribble from mid, flinging it just over Gino. Mecha was expecting Gino to get that block and wasn't able to react in time, and Fireburner puts Kings of Urban up 1-0 with just a minute 19 left.
Yeah, great goal, playing it over 2 players, narrowly out-maneuvering one of them. That might be the game-winning goal if the game continues to go on as we have seen it before, but I'm certain we're going to see Failure to Launch step up their game here. Geno Cop with another shot on target after Zanejackie had attempted. This might be an opportunity for a counterplay from Kings of Urban, though. Defensive positioning from Failure to Launch is on point.
We'll go on board with Moses. We haven't seen Kings of Urban play in quite some time, and it looks like Failure to Launch is a little bit for them to handle, as they're only up by 1 goal.
Yeah, certainly with the dominant position they have had in the power rankings for all this time. This is very crucial, though. Everyone from Failure to Launch going for the ball, completely leaving their net empty.
Yeah, you could see Gino and Mecha both going for that off the wall, and Fireburner just got a block, and fortunately it was on net, but that's a little bit of miscommunication. Both of those players going for it really cost them there, as that would have been an easy block had they only sent one person.
Yeah, and this pretty much seals the deal, I think, for this game 1. But I think Failure to Launch, all they got to do is count their losses. Oh, great shot!
Yeah,
taking the 3-0 from Fireburner.
You could see Jacob from the aerial positioning his car so that he can land back on the wall, able to get the pass out into the mid. Fireburner was ready for it and just puts that one in. So a great team play. Jacob deserves the credit for that one, although Fire, couldn't have been scored without him too.
Yeah, that is true. So the bulk of the goal is happening after the 1 minute mark here. Almost, we saw the 4-0, but Zanejackie was in position for the save. Great shots coming in from Kings of Urban. Jacob in position to pick up on that one when Zanejackie is able to clear it away before he can get a touch on that. And as we hit the last 10-second timer, and another shot coming in from Fireburner, just narrowly missing a goal. Let's take a look at the game retrospective. And what do you think was the main issue here from Failure to Launch? They've had a pretty strong game, all things considered, but in the end, it kind of fell apart.
Yeah, so Kings of Urban was just doing much better at putting on the pressure, and really it looked like Failure to Launch started getting in too defensive of a mindset, and really they weren't playing and trusting each other as best they could. You could see Gino and Mecha both going for that clear at the same time. Teams that are really, really comfortable with each other do a fantastic job about not only knowing where the enemy players are, but knowing where your team is, even if they're behind you, so that the situation of two players going for the ball at the same time doesn't happen. And a lot of the top teams, like Flipside, they really don't make those mistakes too often, and we saw a couple of the mistakes that Failure to Launch made resulted in goals for Kings of Urban. So they'll have to be a little bit more offensive, and also just try to get to that ball first and not go for the same ball.
No, we'll see whether they can make that happen in Game 2 of this best-of-5 series. Nothing is lost yet. They did hold their own until the last minute of the game in Game 1. So perhaps they can learn from that and make some offensive moves happen. Mecha in position to take that ball. Unfortunately, Moses was in position to bounce it off.
You can see Zane trying to get that block. Wasn't able to do much, but Jacob trying to pass it backwards to his team. So both these teams battling for possession right now. A fantastic hit by Jacob, and almost missed by Zanejackie there. So good pressure coming out from Kings of Urban.
Yeah, they're keeping it going. They are just continuing the story from Game 1. In Game 1, they were already just keeping it going, turning up the heat. This might be a big opportunity for Failure to Launch, though. Moses getting the touch right there. Mecha didn't quite expect that. He wasn't in a great position to actually go for it, but too slow. Can't fault him, though.
Yeah, Zane just misread that off the wall. If he would have read that right, it would have been in, but it doesn't matter because he picks it up now.
Yeah, great shot right there, Jacob. He perfectly read that ball. Jacob got the touch. Zanejackie immediately going for it before Fireburner does, getting it before him and smacking it dab middle into an empty net.
It would have been interesting to see whether or not Fireburner got the double tap aerial where you use jump twice to get up early, because if Fireburner would have been in position to at least block it. Oh no, another quick goal for Failure to Launch. Kings of Urban going down 2-0. This is not looking good for them early.
A bit of a chaotic situation. The ball bounced back and forth between Fireburner and Zanejackie. In the end, he got control of the ball, and Mecha was just in the right position to capitalize and punch it in. 2-0 after 1 minute and 20 seconds.
So we'll go on board with Geno Cop, widely considered to be the MVP of Failure to Launch, although Mecha and Zane, both very talented players themselves. Geno Cop, really a star coming out of nowhere, at least getting onto the pro scene against a lot of really talented teams. So Failure to Launch, very respectable performance so far this game. And Jacob with a phenomenal dribble fling.
Zanejackie!
Zane Jackie with a fantastic save there. And now Failure to Launch is on the counterattack.
Yeah, Jacob keeps it going here. He already did that amazing dribble in the first game. He just keeps them coming. Certainly something that Failure to Launch will have to watch out for going forward. But yeah, as you have said, this is their chance to prove themselves as a team. Before the Rocket League Central Pro League qualifiers, they weren't really on anyone's radars. And now they are in the league, and in this monthly final, they can show the world that they are a team to be taken seriously as Fireburner Geno Cup goes to the aerial battle. Fireburner wins it out, and Jacob, no! He also misses the goal narrowly, but Fireburner gets another touch, bounces it in.
Yeah, absolute persistence there. You see Fireburner wins that aerial. Jacob comes through and is able to continue to keep the ball in a dangerous zone, and Fireburner just stays with it and gets a light little hit, but that's all you need when there's no players in net. So Kings of Urban just 1 goal down and about half the time left. So this game is not decided yet, and Kings of Urban is on the attack.
Yeah, not by a long shot. It's certainly more eventful than last game. We've got 3 goals in the first half of the game. Let's see how many we see in the second one as Kings of Urban are trying to keep momentum here, but Jacob puts the ball in position for Geno Cobb. Fireburner shot coming though. Clears it away. Ball in the center. Zane Jackie gets a touch. Oh, so close.
Yeah, so you can see failure to launch when they're able to keep the ball in that zone, the enemy zone. They do much better. Now, what we don't want to see is just missing block opportunities. That was one of the goals that we saw in the last game was exactly that. Because especially when your teammate is relying on you to hit that, and they don't have time to react if you miss a pretty easy block. So they just can't play intimidated. They have to trust their instincts and their mechanics. Just keep pounding this Kings of Urban net.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if they can keep it going. Kings of Urban certainly seems to be making some attempts at offensive plays themselves. Jacob getting the wall touch there. Ball's a little bit too fast, though, so nobody can put themselves in the position. Moses tried, but Geno Cobb was there faster. Then Jacket's going to get that clear. Fireburner trying to redirect it, but all he does is put it in position for Geno Cobb, who tries to dribble it off the wall. Zane Jackie going to get the shot, but nothing really too substantial.
Shots just high. We've seen a couple shots from both sides just barely high. A good pass opportunity. Fireburner wasn't able to get the pop. That would have been a great chance for Jacob to get the 1-2 goal. But quickly recovering, but Geno coming out of half, winning a critical ball. Zane putting it in a dangerous spot. But nobody there for faster. Failure to launch, not faster than light.
Well, perhaps there will one day be a team called Faster Than Light, and then you will be even more confused. But for now, Geno Cobb getting the ball in the center there. Fireburner getting the save. That was an easy one, though. Geno Cobb still trying to put it in, keeping him in the dangerous zone. Cheeky little play from him. Nobody really expected that. Zane Jackie going to get the touch. It's up to Jacob. He doesn't get it. That's the 3-1.
Yeah, so you can see here, Fireburner trying to get the clear. Both Fireburner and Moses a little bit too close. Moses wasn't able to help out with that hit, leaving Jacob in a very tough spot to make the block. He had to cover the whole net, and really just pretty much a layup if you're able to put it away from Jacob there. It was just too far away for him to hit, and it looks like Failure to Launch is going to be taking Game 2.
Yeah, they certainly came back pretty well from that Game 1 loss, getting some early goals in for themselves. Kings of Urban were able to get in 1 for themselves as well, but in the end, Failure to Launch winning out Game 2, 3-2-1. You can certainly see the shift in play style as compared to Game 1. There, the ball finally touches the ground. I thought we were going to see a buzzer-beater goal, but in the end, Game 2 goes to Failure to Launch, and we are in for an exciting series.
Yeah, you could see there are a couple of missed clears. That last one missed by Moses that led to that goal. For faster Failure to Launch. Goodness gracious, I need to take that game out of my library. But yeah, a lot more confident play from Geno Cobb and his crew. After taking a game, I can see them playing with even more confidence. They know that they can beat them. They know how to do it. So Kings of Urban going to have to tighten up their game a little bit and get back into this one.
Yeah, nothing's lost so far. This is still the phase of the series where you have a safety net. The team to lose the series, though, will be under big pressure in the next game. To lose this game, of course. Great shot coming in right there from Zane Jackie. Moses just barely getting the save right there. That was pretty slow. I'm not sure they expected that.
Yeah, so you can see Fireburner and Moses very close still. Kings of Urban needing to spread out a little bit and be able to take advantage of each other's passes, but Moses doesn't need to pass to anybody but himself. As you can see, he wins that ball away from Gino, and Mecca misses that off the wall, just leaving it open for Moses to hit that one in. So who needs a team when you're Moses? Nobody.
Yeah, you just need yourself. You could 1v3 them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll certainly see. Well, I guess he does need Jacob for the flashy dribble plays.
Yeah.
But for now, Kings of Urban taking the lead early on in this game. Quick response coming in from a failure to launch. Jacob was in between that ball, so it didn't get too dangerous, but Gino Cop would have been in position to put it in.
So a critical win there by Fireburner. Moses is waiting for his opportunity to get a big hit. Goes for the wall clear, but Zane Jackie there to keep that in. Kings is trying to get this out of their zone. This is a critical ball here. Both players missing. Gino Cop is going to have an opportunity to get something going, but Fireburner does get back in time to block it.
Yeah, Kings of Urban gave that one away. They could have gone for it, and that would have been a dangerous shot, but in the end, Gino Cop was in position. He had all the time in the world to come back from his own goal.
Yeah,
and cleared that ball away.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful touch from Zane Jackie to get a little bit more distance on that clear, giving his team some time to recover. Good 50-50 win by Moses. He's going to try to get this out into the mid for his teammates.
Zane Jackie gets the touch, though.
Jacob had to retreat for boost there. Otherwise, that would have been a great pass.
Moses playing it over Gino Cobb there. Zane Jackie getting the wide clear. Jacob getting the aerial touch. Not quite sure if that is what he planned. Mecca is going to get possession of the ball here. Oh, no, unfortunately, and bounces up above him. Could have been crucial.
Yeah, Gino, though, back into the mid. Two players from Kings of Urban going for that one. Fortunately, they did win it. Fireburner keeping the ball in the mid.
Yeah, what about that aerial trade? And Kings of Urban is going to look to keep the pressure up. Zane Jackie intercepting right there. Moses diving past the ball, missing the opportunity to keep it on the orange side of the field. And this might be an offensive move coming in from failure to launch. Mech, unfortunately, not quite in position to catch that ball after the clear from Fireburner.
Mecca moving into net here, looking for a play to make. Gino popping that up. Zane Jackie off the wall, trying to get a little bit more distance on that. Zane with a questionable hit there, but he maintains control. But now Mecca has to make a big hit, and he does. That's a tough hit to make, but he got a lot of distance in the clear off the wall, but Moses sending it right back.
Yeah, the ping-pong game is strong from both these teams right now. Mecca winning out the ball here, completely outmaneuvering Jacob. Fireburner sniffs the rat, gets the ball away from Mecca before he can get his hands or wheels on it. And so it's a bit of a back and forth, but right now time is on the side of Kings of Urban.
Yeah, that was a scary 2-on-1 chance, but Fireburner playing some solid D, interrupting that pass play, and Jacob coming back, putting him up 2-0. So you can see off the wall to himself yet again.
Well, it looks like not only does Moses need nobody else, it's also the case with Jacob. Perhaps these two should 1v1 each other at some point. It would be an epic match, but for now we still got this match going. Fail to launch versus Kings of Urban, and Kings of Urban getting the lead, extending their lead 2-0.
So we'll go on board with Jacob, the player from Kings of Urban that scored that last goal.
Mecca is going to try to keep the ball on the blue side of the field. Gino Cop getting a shot on target. Jacob nicely positioning himself just right. But you can definitely see the more aggressive shift coming in from failure to launch. They are keeping the ball on the side of Kings of Urban for now.
Oh, beautiful redirect from Jacob to prevent the hit back into their zone.
And Zane Jackie's going to get a touch of that ball and put it right back on the blue side of the field. Moses diving past. This might be an opportunity for Mecca, but no Fireburner is in position. Gino Cop narrowly missing the goal right there. Mecca and him both going for the aerial. Fireburner is going to touch it as well to get it off trajectory. It's a bit of a mess right there in front.
Yeah, so a good play by Mecca to keep that ball in the corner, and it gets past. Oh, blocked from Fire, but a great scoring opportunity from failure to launch. They're going to need to do that more. Great team play there, getting that opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. With a pass, dunk, and amazing save coming in from Kings of Urban. That should have been in, but in the end. Great defensive play from Kings of Urban as well. And it looks like they are going to go for another offense. Perhaps the last of the game as Moses wins out in front there. Nobody is there to support him. So Zane Jackie gets the touch. They're going to keep the ball on the orange side of the field and try to get another one in. Failure to launch doing their best to prevent it.
Yeah, so just a few seconds left here. Kings of Urban coming out swinging. Going to maintain the shutout. As Gino goes for the dribble, isn't able to keep that ball from touching the ground. Kings of Urban takes the third game, putting them up 2-1. This is a best of 5, so Kings of Urban 1 game away from securing victory and moving into the next round. So Jacob and Moses, if they don't already have titles, if Kings of Urban can win this game, they are guaranteed a monthly elite title.
Yeah, that's what they're all in for, not for the cash. That will away to the winner. No, the title is what everyone wants. But yeah, solid game coming in from Kings of Urban. They relied more on solo plays, it seems, with Moses and Jacob outmaneuvering their competition, passing the ball to themselves. We've seen some great teamwork coming in from failure to launch as well. There was that one goal that should totally have gone in, but didn't, thanks to a great save coming in from Fireburner. So we will see. Will the flashy solo plays win out, or will the teamwork in the end take it to Game 5 in an exciting showdown? Let's see.
So failure to launch did have a few opportunities to put the ball in and wasn't able to take advantage of them. So they'll have to do a better job at closing out those opportunities. You see Kings of Urban not missing the opportunity that presented itself here. Zane Jackie just popping that one up, and Fireburner was ready for it and just hits that one right in. So unfortunately placed ball there by Zane. Generally you want to try to put those out into the side in the corner just to prevent dunks like that from happening.
Dangerous right there. That was too close for comfort. Zane Jackie blowing up Jacob on his own side of the field. Doesn't really do much, though. They can't really continue that offensive movement, so they shoot the ball wide on over. Jacob redirects it, keeping it control of Kings of Urban. And Moses going to try to get that wall hit. Doesn't get it. Fireburner there for the backup. And Gino Cop now takes possession. Mecha getting the touch as well, but Jacob is in position to clear away. Aerial battle between Jacob and Zane Jackie. That might be a big win right there, but Mecha is home fast enough.
That would have been really fortunate for Kings of Urban. As you saw, they sent 2 players there. Now, if Moses would have waited and let Jacob get that pass to the mid, they might have even had the opportunity to score. So it looks like Kings of Urban is playing a little bit too aggressive here. They need to be working together. Although the last 2 goals from the other game were completely solo and assisted goals. So whatever works, I guess, here is Fireburner tries to get a pass out into the mid.
Zane Jackie with a great redirect. Mecha and Gino Cap both home, giving Moses enough time to position himself for the defensive move. They're trying to keep it in the corner so nobody can really get control of the ball. Zane Jackie with another great touch, keeping it on the blue side of the field, trying to get it into the center. But Moses and Jacob are in position before Gino Cop can get his hands on that one. And now Fireburner trying to pass it to himself. Moses keeps it on the corner. Moses and Jacob both going for that one. Nobody really gets it decisively, so it bounces around, and this is, again, failure to launch this ball. Fireburner are going to keep it back onto the orange side.
So Jacob trying to get the win there. Pinched ball just launches back into Kings of Urban, and a beautiful bounce. Zane Jackie with an opportunity. Not able to make good contact, but a miss by Fire. Gino Cop taking advantage of that miss here and puts it in, tying it up 1-1.
Yeah, Zane Jackie with a great touch right there. Put it right into position. Fireburner doesn't get that one, as you have said, and Gino Cobb able to make the dunk. Evens it back up. 1-1, just about at halftime.
So we'll go on board with Gino Cop and his Rainbow Boost.
It's a pretty one. Zane Jackie, great shot. Fireburner getting the save in the last moment.
Yeah, Fireburner getting to that ball first. Gino would have had a good hit there. Smart defensive play and a good roll pass by Moses right out to Jacob, who puts it away.
Now that's teamwork right there. For a moment there, I thought Moses was going to try a dribble solo play, but instead he passes it over to Jacob, who puts it past Mecha and Zane Jackie straight into the goal.
Yeah, so an unselfish play. We're seeing some teamwork finally come out from Kings of Urban, and it is paying off, giving them the go-ahead goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Jacob winning out the aerial battle right there, putting it onto Gino Cobb, who puts it straight onto Moses, who saw that save coming. Fireburner doing his best again to keep the ball on the opponent's side of the field. Gino Cobb getting that wall hit. Fireburner contesting it, and Mecha wins it out before anyone else can get a touch on. And Jacob now keeping the ball in the corner. Moses is coming in for the positioning, but in the end it goes wide up into the air and back onto the blue side.
So Jacob with a good clear here. A response from failure to launch might go in, but Moses is there. It looked like it was going to hit off the top of the post anyway, but good additional distance on that clear. And now Jacob on the counterattack, going for a dribble pass into the mid. No one there. Kings of Urban members trying to get boost. You can see Jacob just picked up full boost at half.
That was close. Jacob almost got the touch on that one. And another pretty great shot from him. Zane Jackie again putting it onto target. 3 members of Failure to Launch were on the blue side of the field, but nobody from Kings of Urban was really able to do anything. Moses putting it just a few inches off from goal. Mecha losing control of the ball there as he was flipping around doing flashy stuff, and so Moses gets another wide shot. Putting it straight onto Jacob.
So a good set there, but nobody in position to put a shot on net. Jacob continuing to try to set up one of his teammates for the shot, not able to do so. Failure to Launch now on the counterattack. They've got less than a minute to tie it up and push this one into overtime. Otherwise, they are knocked out of this monthly final.
Yeah, they're certainly going to have to kick into high gear, and as we say, that Gino Cobb almost gets the goal, but it bounces off the top bar and on the ground and allows Fireburner to get the touch on it to get it down to the danger zone. So close there for Failure to Launch.
Uh-oh. Looks like my game is freezing up at the worst time possible.
No. We've got 10 seconds left in the match, and Failure to Launch are on the blue side of the field. Here comes Jacob clearing it wide away, and as the timer hits 3, 2, 1, this means that Kings of Urban will be advancing to the semifinals. Failure to Launch putting up a great game, but unfortunately they were just not strong enough for Kings of Urban. And as such, we have to bid them goodbye for this month's ESL monthly finals.
So thank you for finishing off that audio cast. Sorry, guys, about that game crash, but Kings of Urban did finish it off. So Kings of Urban, the number 2 team in NA, or sharing the number 1 spot, depending on how you look at it from the last power rankings. They started out strong, getting that first game, dropped one to Failure to Launch, but finishing up very quickly after that, getting the next 2 wins, really coming out strong. We know that Kings of Urban is still a top team, very formidable, looking really, really good there, especially with that dribble play by Moses, passing it right over to Jacob. That was some top quality stuff. So good start so far. Kings of Urban moving on into the semifinals. If you guys want to see what the results are from the other matches, just type !bracket or !brackets, I think. Our admins will be able to help you out with that. But Kings of Urban moving on into the semifinals. We'll have the next few semifinal matches coming up, so just stay tuned, guys. We'll get that coming up next. So we'll see here which teams we have going. But the Pash, man, that was an action-packed game there, and I am pumped to see what we got in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. It was so close to almost Failure to Launch. Were able to even it back up in those in that last minute of the game. That one shot that rebounded off the top wall and then onto the ground, that was so unfortunate. I really wanted them to take it to Game 5 because, after all, they are still the underdogs, and the underdogs do have kind of a bit of a charm to them. And taking the top 2 team in North America to a Game 5, no matter how it would have ended up in the end, would have been a big accomplishment.
Yeah, and really, those matches were quite close, and Failure to Launch did take at least a game off, so very respectable performance. Gino Comp, Mecha, Zane Jackie, those guys are ferocious. I would not want to play against them in matchmaking or really anywhere, and you saw why. They do have quite a bit of skill. And for those of you guys who have not, maybe we mentioned the Pro League qualifiers. If you want to check that out, go to rocket-league.com. You can check out a lot of eSport news there and all the qualifier stuff and all just the Rocket League eSports stuff. So check it out. It's a great resource, rocket-league.com.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to be getting the other lobby open here very soon, and we'll have the next teams up.
Actually, we have just received information that the other games are not quite done yet, so we do not quite know who will be playing in the semifinals, but hopefully we will get those matches wrapped up. Seems to be a bunch of close matches coming in. This is a good sign.
Yep, so I'm going to go check out the brackets myself on ESL. So we just casted Failure to Launch versus Kings of Urban. Kings of Urban taking them out, moving on into the semifinals. That means Kings of Urban will be playing either Redline, Shockwave, or Ubiquitous in the semifinal.
Yeah, both of these teams aren't really names that are known in the scene so far.
Yeah, so as we mentioned before, a lot of teams this last month busy competing in the Rocket League Central competition. So we're seeing a lot of teams in this monthly final that we would not normally see. So it's good to see how they'll play against teams like Nexus, FM Unknown. I haven't really seen that squad play. Nexus, a top team. We have seen Moonmen before, so I would expect them to take out Sustenance. But in Rocket League, anything can happen if you have a bad day. So we'll have to just wait and see. That's why we play the games.
Yeah, that's the exciting part. Literally anything can happen. And upsets are among the most exciting games that can happen. So who knows? Maybe we'll see one. But in the end, what these tournaments are all about are not only for the top teams to flex their muscles, but also for the up-and-coming upstarts to prove their skill, to gain experience playing the top teams, because that is how you improve, by playing games against established and experienced players. That's the best practice you could possibly hope for.